Hey guys, and welcome to this video on the Nodal Return and Opposition in Astrology. I'm Cassandra the Saffron Sage, helping you use astrology to evolve, and we're talking about the nodes of the moon, which are points in the chart that represent our past life purpose and our this life patterns we came here to learn. And the nodal return and the opposition are the times in astrology when the nodes up in the sky either go to the same place as your natal north and south node, or they go to the opposite place. So the nodes of the moon are the points in the chart that represent our past life patterns and the patterns we came here to learn. In the natal chart, they look like headphones, the north node, and upside down headphones is the south node. In astrology, every planet returns to where it started. So we have all of these different returns we can talk about. The most common is probably the Saturn return, where Saturn comes back to the same place it was when you were born. But every planet returns. Some of them just move at different speeds. So the sun returns back to where it started after a year. So every year, we have a solar return. So the nodal return is when the north node comes back to where it started when you were born. And this happens about every 18 years. So we have two things to talk about here, the nodal return and the nodal opposition. The nodal return happens when the nodes come back to the same place they were when you were born. So this is age 18, 37, 56, and 74. The nodal opposition happens when the north node meets your south node, so they're opposite, and the south node in the sky is conjunct your north node. So this happens at age 9, 28, 46, 65, and 83. The nodal return, when this happens, this is like the end of a major cycle in life. And it's interesting, the first one is when we're 18, because many of us, that is when we leave our parents' house and we kind of start a new cycle of a life of our own. And just like in astrology, this cycle is different for different people, even though it happens at the same age. And that's because it depends upon your own north node, where it's located to begin with. So the themes of your north node might be activated at this time. It might be a new chapter in learning the lessons of your personal north node. You can meet people who have a strong impact on your life at this time. And keep in mind too that for different people, different nodal returns are going to have a little bit more power depending on what else is happening in their chart. Also, keep in mind the house that your north node is in is really going to matter here. So if you have a nodal return in the second house, well, that's going to be more related to your skills, your income, your money, the things you have, the things you own, and your self-worth. But if you have a nodal return and your north node is in the 7th house of partnerships, this is going to be a different type of experience. Now, this does not mean every nodal return only activates those themes. This is going to show up differently for different people. But the biggest thing with the nodal return is big fated changes. There's a feeling of new here. It's not a feeling of ending. If there is an ending, it's an ending in your life that makes the way for a new beginning. Someone might enter your life who makes a powerful impact on it. Someone might leave your life and that makes a powerful impact on you. There's several other ways this can show up, but the nodal return is usually more of a positive transit in the sense that if you're not on course, it's going to set you on your course a little bit more. It's going to reorient you toward your purpose a little bit more. So this is a new chapter regarding the sign and the house of your north node. Now, the nodal opposition is going to be marked usually more by challenges. It's going to be not as much of a new beginning as much as a fated experience. So the nodal opposition is more marked by challenges. It's still a big fated change that can happen in your life regarding the sign in the house of your south node. The reason this is experienced more as a negative thing is because the north node is associated in astrology with increase, and the south node is associated with decrease. So when these line up, the north node in the sky expands your north node. So that is a good thing because the good energy, the expanding, happens to a point in your chart that can lead you toward your purpose. It might lead you out of your comfort zone, but it will be kind of obvious to you. It will feel usually more subjectively positive, even if there are endings that are connected to it. Now, the nodal opposition is where the North Node, which expands whatever it touches, lines up with your South Node, which is associated with decrease. And then the South Node, which is associated with decrease, lines up with your North Node, which is associated with your purpose. Now, this doesn't mean you get knocked off of your purpose during this time, but that the experiences are usually more challenging, usually more like something in your life that hasn't worked that gets removed, because the North Node, that transiting North Node, is expanding your South Node, and the South Node ends things. It decreases things. It is known to destroy or make things disappear. And the thing to know about these changes is that we can't always control them. These aren't necessarily manifestations that are as a result of us doing something. Sometimes it might be a consequence. Other times it might be just, the hand of fate sweeps along and knocks something down. But the thing to know is that we always, anytime we have that nodal opposition, we always have that nodal return. I'm sure many people don't feel like they have big fated changes that happened when they were 9. And a lot of people probably think, well, that change when you're 18 is normal, so what's the big deal? But if you look back to the themes, the energetic themes that were happening in your life during these years, however old you are, you can look back to see the theme of your specific South Node and your specific aspects to your South Node playing themselves out stronger during these times. The nodal opposition can also be like a disruption or a wake-up call of some kind. And the real difference is oftentimes that nodal return is sort of like a new, fresh cycle where we have some kind of confidence in our abilities, especially the abilities that we brought in from that past life of our South Node, and especially if we've been working toward the energies of our North Node. That nodal return is usually a time where we're like, yes, I'm ready to get out there and do it. For most of us, the nodal opposition doesn't inspire confidence. Usually it's something being knocked away, something being removed, some kind of challenge, and it's kind of up to us to step up to learn the lessons of our North Node so that by the time that return comes back around, which it always will, then we are able to step up and embrace this new cycle. So that is what I have for the nodal opposition and the nodal return. Let me know in a comment below if this video made sense, if it brings up questions. If you want to share what happened during your nodal return or opposition and what your North Node and South Node are, that would be cool. And I will see you guys in the next video. And you can always book a private reading using the link below. And I will see you in the next video.